buenas tardes, ¿cómo les va? Empezamos una nueva emisión de Los Siete Locos. Bueno, en una semana hay elecciones, hay muchos sectores, el país está muy movilizado y también los escritores, señores. Los escritores quieren un montón de reivindicaciones justas, pienso. Cuesta mucho que los escritores se junten, se reúnan para pedir por sus derechos y esta vez aparentemente lo están logrando, ojalá que sí. Hay una asamblea autoconvocada de escritores que se reunió el mes pasado por primera vez en la casa de Claudia Piñeiro, redactaron un documento y piensan presentárselo al próximo presidente de la Nación. Hay 4 puntos en ese documento y vamos a hablar con ellos. Nos ha visitado un grupo y bueno, las reivindicaciones son justas, son de muchos años, ojalá se puedan resolver, ¿eh? 2 escritores extranjeros hoy en el programa. Un escritor angoleño, ¿eh? No es tan común tener un escritor del África acá en el programa, sobre todo del África portuguesa. José Eduardo Agualusa está considerado uno de los máximos escritores vivos importantes en este momento del África. Tengo 4 libros de él. El vendedor de pasados, La sociedad de los soñadores involuntarios, La reina Ginga, que es el último que salió, y Teoría general del olvido. Tiene muchos más libros publicados, pero estos son los 4 que están en castellano. Vamos a charlar con él. Habla en portugués, vamos a hacer un esfuerzo y nos vamos a entender. Y la segunda autora ya se fue, estuvo en la Argentina hace muy poquito, porque vino para el FILBA, el Festival Internacional de Literatura, y es Lorrie Moore, la autora norteamericana que generó acá una especie de boom los días que estuvo. Llenó el Teatro Cervantes, fue impresionante. La gente la ovacionaba a Lorrie Moore. Y llama mucho la atención porque en los últimos años no se conseguían acá libros de Lorrie Moore. Había sido editada hace bastante y no se habían reeditado. Ahora salieron 2 por Eterna Cadencia que en este momento se pueden conseguir. A ver qué se puede hacer, ensayos, reseñas y crónicas y sobre todo un clásico de Lorrie Moore, ¿Quién se hará cargo del Hospital de Ranas? Un libro que creo que es de los años 90, que ahora se reeditó en castellano, una novela realmente extraordinaria, pienso. Bueno, con ella vamos a hablar en esta nota, hablamos ya en esta nota, que vamos a ver ahora. Ahí va. I know when you were 19, you won an important prize from a magazine, and then 10 years after you were published for the first time. So I wonder, how did you become a writer?
Oh, I just kept writing. This 17 magazine contest that you're referring to.
17 was the name of the magazine.
17 was the name of the magazine, which was a big, glossy magazine for teenage girls. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to win the art contest. And then my art was never good enough, so I sent in a story, and it won first prize, and I thought, well, this is going to be easy. And they published it in the magazine. And then I didn't publish anything for a very long time.
Yeah, 10 years, I think.
Yes, I think
Till
something like that.
Self-Help, the first book.
Right. I think some of those stories had been in small journals before that.
I see.
But not a lot of them.
But I read that you were interested in many arts, not only
yes, I'm always
painting,
yes,
singing, theater.
Well, I could, but I was no good at them. So I got the most praise for my writing, so I just headed for that. I didn't want to struggle.
That's the reason.
Well, I obviously wasn't gifted enough in any of the other arts. I went to college hoping to be a painter.
A painter, yeah.
But I couldn't work the paints, and I saw people around me who really understood painting, and I thought, I really don't understand painting. And not that I thought I understood writing, but when I would write something, the teachers would say, yes, you do understand writing. So there was some kind of natural affinity I had with those materials. And
you were born in Glens Falls.
Glens Falls.
Glens Falls. Is it a small town?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your family was rather conservative, was it?
Well, my family was, they actually were sort of eccentric.
Eccentric? They read the Bible after
they read
dinner.
the Bible at dinner between the main course and dessert. So you had to wait for dessert and listen to the Bible. But that was my father, who had not grown up conservative, and my mother, who had grown up Catholic and didn't want to be Catholic anymore. But they wanted to keep the Bible as literature.
As literature.
As literature in the house. So my father read the Bible to us every night. So it wasn't really about a conservative background so much as keeping the Bible, you know, as an education for the children so that they knew the Bible. Unfortunately, because we were waiting for dessert, we weren't listening. And we were kicking each other under the table. And so I really don't know the Bible very well.
This novel, who is here in Argentina now, The Frog Hospital, is also in a small town.
Yes.
So I wonder, are there any autobiographical?
Yes, there's probably a father who reads the Bible in there. I don't know, I can't remember now.
No, I don't
There
think
isn't?
so.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I drew from many things, but I also made up a lot. I didn't want to have to recreate a year that I didn't know or an area of the country I didn't know. So I set it in 1972 when I too was 15 and the character is 15. Yeah. I set it then in an area that is slightly made up but also draws on
it doesn't
what
exist.
I know. No, the town.
House arts.
Right, no, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I got to, you know, be free with it.
Yeah. So it's the same age?
But I'm the same age.
Similar place?
So I knew the songs.
Yeah.
I knew the songs were correct. I didn't have to.
Full of songs.
Yeah, I didn't have to research that. I had that all in my head from my life. So.
And you understand what happens to those girls too?
Yes, and I understood. Right, I understood the political climate of '72, the social climate, and the provincial life.
I read that this picture we have here, you were inspired by this picture for the title.
For the title.
Yeah.
I had already started writing the book. I didn't know what the title would be. And then I came upon that painting.
Yeah.
And it was done by a friend of mine. And I bought it. So
you
I have it in my
home.
house.
Yeah.
Yes, I have it in my house.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was the title of her painting.
Yes.
And I said, can I use that title for the book? She said, oh, I would be honored. So she was very nice about it.
Yes, of course.
I told her to come to Buenos Aires with me. And she said, I think I want to, but she couldn't.
Nancy
Mladinov.
Mladinov.
Right.
Yeah, Russian, isn't it? Mladinov.
Actually, I think it's Croatian. Could that be?
Croatian, maybe.
She says she's Croatian, but it does sound.
I see.
It does sound Russian.
The novel is narrated by a woman, and as far as I know, your main characters are mostly women. And you never wrote from the voice of a man.
No, not the voice, but the point of view I have.
The point of view, but not the voice.
No.
I see. Can we say it's a feminist novel?
It's a novel where female experience is central, so that's a feminist novel.
Yes, I think.
It's written by me, and I'm a feminist. It is not didactic or polemical. I didn't write it that way. I didn't write it to be a feminist novel, but I knew it would just automatically.
It was written 20 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a woman that's wounded by her husband. There's an abortion. So those are the subjects.
Yes.
In that sense, I say.
So yes, it's about female. It's about female friendships or sisterhood.
Yes.
And also failed sisterhood. She has a a sister figure who she fails in her life. It's in the background of the book, but you know, it's just about the complexities of
Your
being
stories
female.
in general are quite funny, bitter but funny. But you're talking about dramatic things.
Dramatic?
Yes.
Yes.
What happens is in this novel is dramatic.
Yes, I hope so. Thank
Yes,
you.
it is. But it's funny too.
Okay.
So what's your comment about that?
Well, I think the world is funny. I think people want to be funny with each other, and I think a sense of humor is key to human connection and to survival. You know, so I don't think of this book as being my funniest book. It's not my funniest book. I don't know what would be actually, but
But it is.
it is a little funny.
Yes.
Okay, good. I don't know
Yeah.
how that works in Spanish, because sometimes the humor has to change in translation.
You had a very good translator, Ina Garland. She's a very good writer too.
Yes, I've met her. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she's very nice.
Can we say there's a social or political view in your work, in your novels and short stories?
You can say, sure, you can say it in that it's probably just has infiltrated the book because it comes from me, and it's, you know, and I have drawn from a lot of things in my life and things I care about. But it's not written to change anyone's mind or to change society, which is probably what a political book really wants to do.
Yeah.
But it's written to register experience. And in that way, I suppose it has political elements.
Of course, I
Yeah.
think so, yes.
Yes.
Which is your experience here in Buenos Aires? It's your first time here.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I just got here.
You like it?
Yes. Yes. I mean, cities are very interesting, and they're all, you know, unique. They feel like these kind of old novels that have been mushed together, and you get different neighborhoods. So I'm looking around and I'm seeing, this looks like New York in the 70s, or this looks
New York
like
in the
London,
70s.
or it looks like
Oh.
it looks like a bunch of different things, and then it also looks like itself. It looks like nothing else. So so it's interesting.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.